Last time we were here, I gave you a tour of a smart home in the making. I gave you a detailed tour and specifics on how we make these homes happen. But today, we've made some progress. Equipment is installed. Let's go inside and check it out. Appliances and electronics are coming in, so we're making sure that our security is set up. In this scenario, our Qualsys keypad is already installed, and lighting is going to be a big part of this smart home. As you can see, we're going with Control4's wireless options using some of their keypad dimmers and their wireless dimmers. Right now, these haven't even been programmed into the system, but they are functioning as a regular switch. Eventually, these will get done, these will get engraved. We will have some decor plates go on these, but this button right here is the one that I want to get a little bit more in the details about. And this multi-button keypad can actually be set up to give you scenes and integration with things other than your lighting. We can create a welcome, a goodbye, a party scene, and from there, activate anything in the house. Shades is actually going to be another big part of the home automation project here. And today we're installing shades. And actually, let's go check out, see what's going on over there. 43 different shades are being installed in this home. Not long ago, we were unloading them, and now they're being installed. Julio's up there getting the first one up. That way we can follow standard. The top shades were part of the original design. The bottom two were an afterthought. So the tops are actually going to be wired. The bottom are going to be battery operated. That's one of the great things about Lutron is that not only do they have the quietest technology, not only do they have reliable technology, but they do have wired and wireless options in case you have a room in the house and you really want to do it. Keep that in mind. Now, one of the things with shades, it's not just about them going up and down when you control them from your phone. They're meant to be integrated into your lifestyle with scenes and time-scheduled actions. These shades will eventually be programmed to go up and down with sunrise and sunset. With all of this square footage, you're actually going to be held responsible for entertaining. And we thought about that. So we put a 75-inch Samsung frame in what's considered the living room, and then we have a big boy 98-inch in the great room. Entertaining, audio, video are a big concept of what we're doing here, and we went all out. If you didn't see our walkthrough, we did a walkthrough here before all of this equipment was installed. We're bringing things to the finish line. The primary, the game room, the home theater, and the rack room is next, so let's go check those out. Smart lighting, we have a lot of it in this house. And in the primary bedroom, we have a wireless dimmer controlling every load, and then we have a keypad dimmer to add integration. This button right here is extremely important, and we like to use it in the rooms that can get the most use. For example, your primary bedroom, your entry, your exit, your garage, and your home theater. Because, as I've always mentioned, this is more than lighting. Lighting can be controlled from your phone, can be controlled from here, but it's meant to live on its own. So from here, we can create scenes that when you say good night, it turns off everything in the house, and then you can go to bed. By the time you lay down, that light turns off, this light turns off, and it's now nighttime. We added a pair of speakers to almost every room in the house, but the primary bathroom is one of those rooms that I wanted to highlight because in this room, we had limited space in the ceiling. So in this scenario, we actually installed one stereo speaker. What does that mean? Two lines connected to one speaker. That way you can still get a right and a left. If you have a room where you only have space for one speaker, make sure that you run a 4-conductor wire. That way, two can be connected to the right, two can be connected to the left, and you don't miss out on things. This is the rack room. This is where all of the magic happens. And as you can see, we have 3 different racks laid out in this room. One is a security and network rack. The other one is a video/audio rack. And then the other one is the audio rack. Why do I say that? Because there's a lot of amplification in this house. We have tons of zones of audio. We have 3 surround sounds, so we needed a lot of space for equipment. Not only that, but we actually left room at the bottom of this rack for future add-ons. There's a lot of things that we discussed during the design stage that didn't make it to the completion. So now we're installing, leaving space for things at the bottom. There's a lot of equipment in here. Let me give y'all a breakdown. All right, so let's do a full rack breakdown. At the top, we have a network switch. Why? We're always going to encourage you to hardwire your equipment, even though Wi-Fi is reliable when possible wiring. From there, in this one, we have 3 different surround sounds with in-wall subwoofers. The reason we did in-wall subwoofers was to keep things out of the floor. One of the things that you have to keep in mind when you're doing recessed subwoofers is power. A big box subwoofer gets connected to an outlet. A in-wall subwoofer gets wired with a 2 or 4 conductor wire that then gets connected to an amplifier that then gets connected to the subwoofer. That way you can have some bass. We also have 3 different surround sounds with 2 different types of AVRs. An AVR is an audio video receiver. The zones of audio throughout the house for music need a 2-channel. The actual surround sounds need a 5 or 7-channel AVR. That way it can process the music and the audio different. More directional, it's dedicated for audio and video rooms. And down here in the theater, we actually went with Marantz, and in the living room and great room, we went with Denon. Parent companies' biggest features or changes between the 2 is going to be power and also the processing and mastering behind it. The Marantz lineup is a step up from the Denon. Both great brands, but in certain rooms, you want to give it a little bit more attention, a little bit more power, and maybe a little bit more money. All right, on to the next rack. Now this is the big boy rack. Here we have a bigger network switch. We also have our Core 5, which is the controller and the processor that's running this entire home automation project. In this house, we did some video distribution. So one of the things that I want to highlight is that we have 4 Rokus here connected to this AV Pro Edge matrix. This AV Pro Edge is going to receive inputs and outputs and mix and match them however you want. It also has audio outs. AV Pro Edge is one of the leading manufacturers on video processing technology, so we've switched over a lot of our systems to AV Pro Edge. Big shout out to them. They make some great quality products. Just wanted to highlight them on the channel. Not only that, but the audio distribution in matrices is done with their matrix, so it can work hand in hand with the video distribution. And then amplification, we have an episode multi-channel amplifier. As I mentioned, we did leave room for future add-ons, so the stuff that's going on in the backyard is going to go down here. Okay, now on to the network rack, which is technically the most important rack in the house. I always say that the networking is the backbone of your system, so do not skip out on the network. At the top, we have our router. This is what's going to control all of the traffic in the house. From there, we have 2 PoE managed switches. PoE stands for Power over Ethernet, and there's certain products like your access points, your doorbells, certain touch panels that require Power over Ethernet, and that's why we have that one. And then we have our core switch that is going to not only hardwire the products that are in the house and in this rack, but anything that you may need to add to the system in the future. Window treatment has grown tremendously throughout the years. With all of the involvement and integration with Smart Home, we brought it in and we're doing a hell of a job spreading the word, creating content, and creating clients. Lutron is our preferred brand. So in this specific home, we did all Lutron shades. All right, so we made it to the home theater. This is going to be one of the highlights of this project. In this specific room, we have a 7.2.2 surround sound. In-wall speakers in the front installed behind an acoustic screen to give it an immersive audio and video experience. As I mentioned previously, we went with in-wall subwoofers. These are powerful subwoofers connected to the amps in the rack. Once we install the screen, you're not gonna see the audio, but you will feel it. Now, as we make our way to the back of the room, this is where our Klipsch in-wall and in-ceiling reference Premier speakers are installed. This is also where we have our 4K Epson projector installed. The Lutron shades will go back here to make sure that whenever the sun is out, we can get a clear image. And then the T4 touchscreen is actually already set up. So this right here is the T4 touchscreen by Control4 that's gonna control the audio, the video, the lighting, and every single aspect of the smart home. And that's a recap of this beauty. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, right now would be a perfect time to do so. Look, listen, and live with Empire AV. Have yourself an awesome day.